Hi everyone, how's everyone doing on this Tuesday night, 2025, June 4th, actually June 3rd, I'm sorry. How is everyone doing? I've been having some problems with my sinuses. Oh, what's new, huh? Sinuses have been an issue for me from the dawn of the planet of apes, alright? Which actually got worse. Last Sunday. I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to my wife. Uh, Weather was weird. I mean, it was cold, windy. I mean, cold for the end of May, all right? Actually, it was June 1st. Last Sunday was June 1st, all right? So, I end up going to the golf course here at Skyways, and then, I went there solo. Um, and then there were three other players, random guys. And I got to, I think, the first hole actually, the green, and and for some fucking reason, my right eye started. You can see it, right? My right eye started itching, and then I think I itched it just too much, and then I was sneezing, and it was like the fucking hay fever attack. I think the grass pollen. I still have that. And then and then at some point in time I realized it was just too fucking red, and I couldn't even play the shots properly, and I just I just kept going. At some point in time I'm like, these guys, my team players on that, on that tea time, right? They were looking at me. This guy he's sick or something. I think 'cause I was sneezing too much, and I was like basically just using the fucking napkins to, wipe out my fucking right eye, and I think, rubbing too much, and then it just like made it worse. All right. So that's what happened, and then I came home with a shape down at the bottom of my fucking right eye, right? It looked like somebody had injected something into my eye. It was like a shake, down here at the bottom. My wife looked at me, you and I mean, it's not the fucking life and death situation, but it was just weird, fucking weird. And when I was young, in my early 20s, this hay fever was worse, because I didn't know what the fuck to do. And at some point in time, I thought it was flu. No, it's not flu, because I didn't have any fucking fever, all right? So in my undergrad college, I went to the doctor, right? The ENT guy, I think, whatever the fuck, because, when you are in your early 20s, right? You don't give a fuck. I'm not dying as long as I'm not fucking dying, or I'm not, really injured. I don't give a fuck. I'll survive, right? That's how your body, you know, makes you feel like. And, and I was, I was still suffering. I mean, I was just suffering so much. Comes May, June, right? And then my sneezing would not fucking stop. All right. And the doctor, he diagnosed me with some fucking, allergies. And I know people, this is what me and my wife are talking about. When you have these fucking, allergies to pollen or something, Some people are allergic to, food, and some people are allergic to peanuts. Some people are allergic to what, like, I don't know, all kinds of shit, right? And and you are supposed to take those shots. Okay, I'm not turning my podcast into like the fucking allergy, diagnosis and prognosis and treatment. All right, but that's what you are supposed to do. All right, you are supposed to basically acclimate your body. All right, acclimate your body by injecting. All right, by injecting like small, minute amounts of the allergen. Right, in my case, would be the fucking pollen. Right, and you have to do that so that slowly, your body acclimates to it and it doesn't react. All right. But my problem is my fucking sinuses, right? Because the fucking pollen just goes into my nostrils, and that's when the whole thing fucking starts. All right, okay. So that's what I was fucking dealing with. All right. Again, not life and death situation, everyone, but just be careful because this thing can just fucking be a nuisance, real fucking nuisance. All right. And I was actually looking up last night to see what are those SIGs, all right? What are those fucking SIGs? And I thought maybe it's related to one of my fucking organs, right? When you are at my fucking age, all kinds of, fears might pop up in your fucking brain, right? What happened all of a sudden? Huh? You were all right, like an hour ago. You had your lunch and whatever the hell, right? And then you went to the fucking golf course and you said, all right. All right, everyone. So this is my monologue as usual. And the people who run that golf course, I mean, it's our hometown of Jersey City. They were saying the same thing. It's horrible, man. This fucking May has been horrible in terms of weather. It just fucking rain and kid me or not, this fucking weekend is also rain because we were planning to actually, me and my wife, we were planning to invite some people for Eid. What is Eid? Oh, that's like the what do you call? How we actually here in America have the Thanksgiving, we slaughter the turkeys. So this is that Eid that Muslims celebrate. They slaughter all kinds of animals. All right, no different. It's just that it's not turkeys, but you slaughter something else. It's all an animal. All right. I mean, we're not going to slaughter anything. All right, not even a chicken. But so that's a thing. That's we have to. Not that we have to, but it's one of those things. Occasions. All right. And because it's new for my wife, and she was like going nuts today. I could see her walking around at Acme, trying to figure out what she was trying to find, and she couldn't find anything. She thinks that the grocery stores are too fucking big, and I told her, listen, give it the time, please, okay? You'll figure it out. Right? I told her she'll figure it out. It would take like a year and a half, all right? And yeah, I mean, every fucking aisle in the American grocery stores, I mean, she hasn't seen like big ones, really big ones, have like 15 kind of like pastas. No, 15 is nothing, sir. Like 45 kinds of pastas, right? and like 100 kinds of sauces, and and all kinds of like everything, spices. It's like too much, man. All right. But in any case, so yeah, it takes time. And what the hell I was talking about? Then I went on to another topic. I'm sorry. Uh, so yeah, so we're gonna invite few people, and we have a very small place. I can't invite too many people, and it just two of us. And what was that thing that just came into my mind when it comes to like people, you know, inviting other people? Two things. Okay, so we actually were invited last Saturday again to another family, nice people. They cooked a lot of food and all that. And then we started watching a show yesterday. Right? What is that fucking show? It's Steve Carell and Tina Fey. It's a new one on Netflix. All right. What? Oh yeah. So yeah, I know that goat was he did this friend of ours. Yeah, he cooked the whole like a leg of goat, and he marinated it and he just broiled it. That was good, right? Well, I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just not. I'm not. I don't think I'm going to have the energy and the patience and all that to do any of that. And I'm not that good when it comes to boiling and all that. All right. Okay. What the hell I was talking about? All right. So yeah. So we started watching the show, and I'm like, oh my god. People invite other people. Then they talk about how they met. Oh, how long you been? Oh, blah blah blah. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, small talk, okay, it's good, but then I'm like, all right, yeah, oh my god, like, and then people compare themselves, their own lives to others, and they also look at the kids and blah blah blah, right? Oh, where they are compared to us, where are we compared to them, and this the whole fucking like keeping up with the Joneses, right? That show, remember? Catching up with the Joneses, or is that keeping up with the Joneses? Whatever the fuck it is. Oh, they got that fucking furniture. I got nothing. Right? Something like that. I'm not saying, but that though those kinds of things pop up in your fucking head, and I would rather just chill at home, do nothing, maybe play some golf, watch a show with my wife, not be a lunatic. Um, I don't know. Weather has been really fucking weird. I was hoping, and I can't wait to put on shorts. I haven't even started putting on shorts yet. All right, and I'm just complaining and bitching about this weather, but this weather has been really bitchy, honestly. Okay, we are supposed to by now. We are supposed to actually, weather in what do you call in the 80s, right? Temperatures. So we can feel like, all right, man, it's summer now, so let's just enjoy the sun and some vitamin D and just not put on fucking layers, right? So that kind of a thing, all right? And that's very unpredictable, right? My wife knows weather here more than I do because I'm used to it. She's like, the fuck is this, right? She's not used to this kind of unpredictable weather, all right? But soon, I mean, really, we don't have a springtime here, all right? Spring. Well, spring is gone, right? Now it's June, so it's supposed to be summer, all right? So, um, and then I picked up my computer today from Best Buy. Remember I told you guys it's fucking died on me. Apparently the hard drive was shot. Hard drive was shot, and I ended up basically upgrading it to a larger, size capacity. And also I upgraded the fucking RAM. So hopefully, it runs forever, right? So that's basically it. And again, I hung out with a couple of my friends last Friday, and then it was again fucking raining, and we actually went to that bar, surf bar, right? We sat outside, and it was just fucking cold. I had my hoodie on, and just like it didn't feel like it was summer, and we were just enjoying. But then, what I actually realized was that, you know, every time I feel like, we are in that situation, oh, yeah, we are talking, and then we ended up talking to some random people there too, right? But it's just the whole scene of the fucking, I'm glad I'm not single, but if I was, I really, to be honest with you, I would have fucking gone down to fucking, Florida or somewhere. I'll be like, fuck this, people don't even like bother to even talk to you, It's such a fucking rude scene. It becomes like that at some point in time, right? And it's like, what the fuck is this, And in any case, I mean, I'm old, and the older you get, it just becomes even worse and worse. That whole scene, if you are single, you want to talk to someone, right? That you feel like you're interested, right? But in any case, all right. And then I just felt bad for my friends at some point in time, But then I was like, fuck it, I just, I think I had too much. I took my engineers out to the happy hours. I think that's what it was last Friday, and then I had to drop off my computer at the fucking what do you call at the at the Geek Squad at Best Buy and all that, right? In any case, so uh, I'm sort of so glad that I don't have to think about that, and I don't know. Either I would have done that, I would have just become a fucking monk or something, right? But then that's very hard to do, sir. I mean, you gotta live your life. You gotta live your human life. I mean, you can't be a fucking, you know, what do you call a secluded person living the seclusion or in some sort of a, solitude or right, playing solitaire. I don't know, fucking idea. But in any case, so I kind of felt bad for my friends, and then I kind of, also like felt like I was a douche. I just fucking took the Irish exit. But in any case, so uh, that's fucking part of life. I don't know, man. I'm just like, the older you get, the grumpier you become, and then at some point in time, I think you have to say to yourself, yeah, man, listen. I mean, you can be the grumpy as you want, as you need to be, but then what? Is that going to give you some sort of a fucking relief or venting, right? And then you just tell yourself, just like, take a fucking step back and like look at this fucking, situation. Whatever. I mean, it's not like, we were in a bad situation. It's just like, I just felt too fucking old. And anything, we just enjoy our lives, and go with the flow, sir. Go with the flow. Stop fucking thinking too much. And oh my fucking god, I know sometimes I do that, and I'm like, and then I drag my wife into that, and it's like, and I go into philosophical fucking black holes, and it's like, my own fucking past and blah blah blah, right? That whole rigmarole of oh my god, man, why don't they just invent a fucking pill, right? Where you take it and then it just erases your bad memories of the past, leaves the good memories, erase the bad memories, right? Wouldn't that be fucking nice? Uh, in any case, so I don't want to go on and on. I hope you guys are having a great start of the week in whatever you're doing. Hey, if you are here in Northeast, honestly, this is the time. Enjoy your life. Be outdoorsy. Whatever the fuck, because I want to, now that my wife is here, we're going to do a lot of outdoor stuff, hopefully. Including, we're going to go to Poconos. Probably we're going to go to up Bear Mountains, even Lake George and blah, 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 right? Oh yeah, so my brother is coming. All right, so sooner than later, he's apparently, my brother's programs are also unpredictable, just like this fucking weather, right? But he's coming for his job situation. I mean, he has some projects to do, so I'm looking forward to hosting him. He'll be up in Maine, New England, and obviously my date is coming, so that also is going to be something new here, and I think everything else is okay. Life is just a stage of, a show that just goes on. It doesn't stop. Time moves forward, and time is the moving image of eternity. Who said that? I don't fucking idea what that means. What does that mean? That means that you basically step out of time and you feel like it's moving towards somewhere, while you are just outside in the eternity. Is that what it is? I don't fucking idea. I don't know. I mean, life is, what the fuck am I saying? This is life. Everything is encompassed in this, realm of three dimensions, and time as fourth dimension. All right. I don't know. I'm just babbling, okay, as I always do, and I'm just gonna watch a show with my wife, whatever the fuck we're watching, 100, right? That's getting more interesting. And then there's a new show actually. We just started watching yesterday with what's the name, Josh Holloway. It's called the Duster. Oh, watch it, Duster. Interesting show. All right, no spoiler alerts. And just take it easy. Don't think too much. That's what it is. Oh, which choir are you preaching to, sir? Thinking too much, and he's like, oh my god, what the fuck, dude? Don't think too much. Just take it easy. Live with some sort of a degree of satisfaction and happiness in your life. I mean, that's the choir is me. I'm preaching to myself, and again, don't take things too serious in this fucking life. All right. Unless obviously you got to take something serious, work and all that, right? Obviously, because I sometimes get fucking nightmares about work, even. Am I falling behind and all that, right? Because sometimes you fall into that fucking abyss of depression where you feel like, I don't want to fucking do anything. I don't want to get up this today, and what the fuck am I all doing all this for, all that, right? Jazz and all that, rock and roll and what the fuck, right? But you got to snap out of it. All right, everyone. So that's my podcast. I presume you all are going to have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather as it lasts. Although, again, unpredictable Northeast. I'll see you all next week.